So you grew up around sports and stuff. A particular culture, you could do culture, you could do religion, you can talk about family life. Are you the middle child? You're the baby, I remember that. You're the what, middle? Yeah, middle. Middle. You were middle, you're middle too. Which one are you on? So did you grow up around here? Because some people grew up in different parts.
I grew up in Norwalk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nearby. So because some of us are athletes in here and stuff, we do have people come up and say, hey, you're an awesome basketball player, you're an awesome baseball player, you're an awesome volleyball player. What? That's me. I play volleyball. But for you, strangers might come up to you and say, hey, what a great game, or hey, you pitched really well, or you caught the ball really. Do strangers say that to you?
Pitching.
You are a pitcher?
Yeah.
Okay, so strangers do say that to you.
Yeah, that I'm a good pitcher.
So strangers come up and say that.
Yeah.
Right, because sometimes I'm in classrooms or around people who they don't get that. And it's great that you guys actually get that, so people can tell you, hey, you're a great pitcher. Do people say anything else about you?
That I look a lot like my older brother.
So you're a middle child?
Yeah, I'm a middle child.
We're a middle child, we're a bunch of middle children here. Okay. 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years. Oh yeah, I currently work at a Big Five right now in Cerritos.
So you worked?
Yeah.
Good. And family help too, because I think most all of us have some family help too, and we work and whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what can you talk about effortlessly? Besides baseball? He can talk about puppies now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't talk about puppies. I'm gonna bring a dog. She's had puppies yesterday.
Some people are not big talkers, but you get them to talk.
I'm not a good talker.
It's not matter if you're good. Like if you're hanging out with your friends, what can you talk about with them?
Arguing.
Huh?
How the Dodgers suck.
Sports, games.
Talk about, I knew that. You see, you guys, I sit here and I'm like thinking video games. I'm like just already.
You can tell.
I was already thinking video games. I was just waiting for you to say it. Huh?
I thought he was gonna say video games.
You thought so too?
Yeah.
Video, okay. So you can talk about that. So you guys have to write a paper, and I wanted you guys to write something based on what you're interested in, what you can talk about, something about your past, experience. So this week I put up a link about the psychosocial stages. So the next thing, because you're about to decide what you're going to write your paper about. So psychosocial stages are when you're an infant, how you were taken care of. When you started walking, how you were taken care of. When you started to grow. So you're going to read that on your own, and you're going to ask people in your family to maybe help you remember, if you're so fortunate to have family members that you could ask how you were. You could ask your mom, hey mom, did I cry a lot? Did you feed me on time? Did you hug me a lot? Because you're going to read that part and then analyze yourself and then ask your family and figure that out. And I think your paper stuff is your research project due, your idea for it due next week? Let me double check. Yes, see right here, you guys? You see where it says select a topic for final paper? So part of it could be all of you can pick, you can pick this, like the stages. Can you talk about it?
No, I think she said that she didn't give us.
So you know, you select what you want to talk about, so you can choose one to exercise. And then
So when is that?
research that.
When is that gonna be due?
Retreat.
By the end of next week, you guys have to kind of decide which topic. So that's why I need you flipping through this book and deciding and being like, hey, do I really wanna interview my family and ask them how I was growing up and then analyze myself and see how I am now based on the psychosocial stages, which is in week 2? Do I want to talk about what we discussed last week? Well, that was we talked about the unconscious and the self-awareness exercise was supposed to bring, hello. It was supposed to bring us the alley, right?
Yes.
Welcome. Okay, so you gotta know APA 6. Has anybody heard of that yet? Has anybody written in APA 6 style format?
I've never read it.
Huh? Because you guys are budding scientists, so I'm gonna have you write in the style. But don't worry, I'm gonna give you the template. So I have students who I gave a different template to, and the analogy I said, hey, it's just like a baseball field or a basketball court or a volleyball court. I'm gonna give you the lines and the rules. And I'll show them to you right here and show you where to get it. So this is what your paper's gonna look like, and then I'm gonna help you fill in. Right here where it says sample APA style 6 template, you guys see where I'm clicking? And you guys see where I'm clicking? Do you guys see week 3?
Yeah.
Is week 3 open for you? Okay. Let's see what I did over here. So instead of you figuring it out, I'm kind of just giving you the core, okay? Instead of you having to build your core. It's a template. Oh, you guys have it. So then you pick your topic. It could be a case study, it could be what you want to write about. So see how it says, see how I've kind of outlined it for you? An example could be taking these subheadings. Should you choose to do this topic, which is psychosocial stages, each one could be its own subheading that you write about, okay? You're gonna have to use references. You'll use a reference, you could use this article as a reference, you could use another book as a reference. I expect you guys to have a few references in there. What do references look like? They look like that. Lucky for you guys, you can also, this one is a reference of a journal article. One's if you're gonna reference a video, this is how referencing a video is gonna look like. You know, who was in the video, what's the title of the video? Do you guys go to Learn, L-I-R-N, and pull articles yet, or not yet? Do they? They don't? Not yet? Okay. So basically, if you're gonna use, so you see how there's these stages, 1, 2, 3, there's 8 of them, right? Say you picked the first 4. Or say you pick the first 5 to write in your paper. So you're gonna each of these 5 can be one of these prompts right here. You see this? And then you write a summary about it. You reference this article and you say, hey, according to McLeod, that looks right. According to McLeod, 2018, trust is autonomy and trust. Whether I'm going to be an adult who trusts the world or an adult who doesn't trust the world sometimes depends on if my mom or dad or caretaker kept me warm, gave me food, and took care of me. This is just an example. You guys are going to pick something to write your paper about, but I think this is a fun one, but you're free to pick what you want to write about. So so then you put that there and you start filling in. See this example says according to Papadopoulos, but you'd be saying according to McLeod, 2018, you're gonna write what you learned from this article about the first topic, this part. You're gonna summarize it in your own words. You guys are familiar with plagiarism, and you can't copy what other people write. You have to write your own stuff. You guys are clear on that, right? On how to do that? So basically what you do is you read this paragraph, you let it sit in your brain, and then you say, according to Erickson, McLeod says this, and then you say what you have to say about it. I feel I do trust the world right now. So I suspect maybe my parents did take care of me. And maybe if my parents didn't take care of me, I trust the world because maybe later in life I was nurtured in a way to build trust. Am I going too deep for you guys? Huh? Yeah? Too deep? Okay. Well then what you can do is you can pick vocabulary words and terms in the book and relate them, write what they are, define them, and then write how you relate to them. Yeah? That's definitely something that's doable. Does that sound doable? And that'll be due, let's see so we got. So you guys have to give me an idea of what you want to do for your paper by the end of next week. So this means if you want, we can take the time now to flip through to see what you guys might be interested in. We could use about 15 minutes if you guys want to do that, and I can help you because I really want you to do well on this paper. Yeah? Okay. Who gets nervous that they have to write a paper? Who gets nervous that they have a big game to play? You're never nervous before a big game?
No,
Never?
I've only been nervous once.
Huh? Never? A playoff?
There's only one time I ever got nervous.
Really? You guys, whenever you have a big game, you're like, let's do this. There's no.
The only time I've ever been nervous when it came to sports is when I had to play in front of 150 scouts.
But when I say to you, hey, you gotta write a paper that's only 1,000 words. Okay, notice your post was only 250 or 300 words, right? Was that hard? Was 300 words hard? Right? No, it wasn't, right? Your post for the week. Who thought that, because I'm sorry, I said it was easy because I was already at 300 something words. I was like, oh, this is easy, but that's me. So I wanna know how you feel about it. Was your post, was that hard? Or was 300 words okay?
I thought it was 100, 200.
250 to 300.
For the second one?
Your main post has to be 250 to 300. And then your reply is like 150 to two people. So you understand we do that at school, right? Everybody.
It doesn't say that, it doesn't say that on there.
Every class is, every professor is different.
Well, I'm going by this thing right here. What does it say? Oh,
100 to
It
200.
says it's.
oh, God, really, that's too easy. Okay, you're right. Ooh. So was that easy though?
Yes.
Because I think most of you guys actually did the 200. Did you count your words?
Tell me.
Yeah, so
Counts
we're,
them for them.
I think you
after
guys,
they-
I think they were around 300. I think a lot of you guys were already at around 300. So it's like, okay. So that same confidence that you have going into a game, the goal is for you to practice these little things here in class so that when you have to write a paper that's 5 pages or 3 pages that you're like, I got this. So, but you need the training, just like you do, drills, right? Just like you do drills in your coach has you do drills. So the drills are, do your post, and then sometimes you do combination drills. So the combination drill is kind of gonna be your final paper, right? So your weekly drills are get your 100 to 200, but it's easy enough to where you guys can fill up 300 words, really. Now, the other drill is this, the references. And I showed you guys how to do them. And I didn't see a lot of them in class. Look at Dr. Papadopoulos' post, okay? And you followed it well too, because you answered in that order. Hey, I'm answering this. So here's a citation. So you guys this is another drill. So start doing it in your weekly posts so that you can do it easy for your paper. So you're gonna find somebody. I found McLeod for you guys for your paper, should you wish to use it. That reference. And then you write up your story about it. And then in the references section, you put, that's what I referenced. And I told you guys you'll be referencing your book too. So all of you should have Leahy and then as a reference. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, looking at this, I gave you guys the court. Everybody have access to this? These could all be 1, 2, 3, 4 psychological concepts, ideas, theories. Something from your book that you looked through and you're like, oh, that seems interesting. I want to write about that. That's what I want you to do is, do you guys want to hear the story of how I have people write business plans real quick?
Yeah.
So a business plan is this big, and what I tell people who are starting a business, I'm like, go to the part that you like and love right now and focus on that and do that. If you're stressing about something, just let it go, stay calm, do the parts you like and love, and then you know what? You might meet somebody who might help you with that part later in your life. So right now, I want you guys to go through the book and find the stuff that, oh, that looks interesting, and put those in. Boom, boom, boom. So that you warm up to psychology on a happy, positive way. And then later in life, if you need more, it'll come. I think some of you might like, if you want to talk about your childhood, some of you grew up in certain situations and that you've learned things and now you want to better yourself and you're here in school. Some of you, hopefully I want you to know this, that you're athletes and it's good to always have, so I've had professional athlete friends who've done really well, and then by the time they were done playing their sport, they were doing well, they had millions and millions of dollars, and then they didn't have any. Do you guys hear those stories? Huh?
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson, what did he do?
Broke.
Went broke. But that's a big name. I've known people who aren't even that big a name and then they've had to do something else. So one, it's he played out his career and then he just retired, or did he get hurt?
I think he might have.
It was retirement, but a lot of
He's
those
not
people
got
had injuries and stuff.
Yeah, because you could retire, but you could also get hurt. Eventually, say you're blessed to play and not get hurt all this time, but then you're just gonna eventually have to retire. It's just the newer, younger people. So you gotta know what to do. Knowing psychology is gonna help you so immensely because there'll be people around you, even if you're not a famous athlete and you're just a regular person, you know this stuff so that you know how to interact with people and you can kind of see what people are coming after you for. He went broke. Why? I don't know. There's a lot of people probably around him making him think he needs to spend all this money. Like he makes this much money, he needs to spend this much money. No, you don't.
Mike Tyson is a good example.
Oh, but Mike, I was just talking about him yesterday and we were just talking about him today. Mike Tyson, I feel sorry for him.
I just get by it.
I don't want to say this. I won't say it. But
Don't say it, he's a great example.
well, there's other things that I could say about Mike Tyson, and they have to do with other psychological things that men face today, which I'm sorry to say, you're a famous athlete. I think Ronaldo did this too. He's a famous soccer player. It's like, they go to a bar, they get drunk, they aren't thinking psychologically straight, and we'll get into what drugs and alcohol can do to you. You're not thinking straight. And he went and he had a one-night stand, and then he didn't call the girl back, and then she cried rape.
Yep.
I'm not saying and with Mike Tyson, I feel bad for the girl, and I don't know what happened in that hotel room, but as a woman, I can see that other side where he ain't call me back, rape!
Yeah.
So that I don't look like a slut.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know exactly that shit.
How do you know that feeling?
I went through that same shit in Kentucky in 2017 and 16.
Meaning a girl did that to you?
Yep, she cried sexual assault against me and stuff, even though I didn't do it.
And she did what?
She cried sexual assault against me, I didn't do it.
So you guys weren't drunk and did something? You didn't do anything?
Literally, like, I'll admit, I did hit it once.
You hooked
Yeah,
up?
I hit it once, and then we went, like, it was one other night, we were meeting us in a new place, I'm walking around trying to get the lay around, just like see what's going on out there, what it looks like at night and stuff, just walking around, enjoying the stars. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to walk alone this time, so I asked her, and I asked everybody, she answered, okay, we go, walking around and stuff. Then we get to another spot where it's kind of secluded, and she comes on to me, and it's just one of those back and forth things and stuff, and after a while, I was like, forget it, let's go. And an hour, literally, I find out an hour after I drop her off, she calls the helpline that she says she's been sexually assaulted.
But were you guys drinking or no?
No.
Okay, so that's sober example, okay.
Yeah, it's terrible. That's a terrible.
Did you get out of it?
I didn't get out of it. It took me a whole entire year, like a year and stuff, just to get away from it. Cause you can tell like there was something else that was going on with her. Because even like in the beginning, all this stuff in the beginning and stuff, she's all like, "Oh, he's such this great guy. Everyone knows how good of a dude I can be." And at the same time, like, okay, how you gonna flip and then say you just badmouth me now? Like all this stuff, like all these rumors started coming around about me. I'm like, okay, only a few people knew about this stuff. It was me, Ardeen, you, her roommate and stuff. And I don't know where I had people who didn't
Rumors
know
about
this.
you hooking up or
No,
other
rumors
things?
about me actually being a freaking sexual assault person.
Oh, because she started it.
She started. I know she had.
And
to
when
start
was
it.
this, in high school,
No,
college?
this was in college. This was just like not that long ago.
Okay. So see, anybody else want to admit, like I've been through stuff, I'll admit, I've been through stuff in my life. But I want you guys to learn from me and learn from the example so that you don't have to, because you could be stupid, smart, or wise. Stupid is you keep doing this, you do something and then you keep doing that thing over and over again, and that's your stupid. Smart is you do something, you learn from it, because now you have the chance to be smart.
I ain't never put myself in that situation.
Now you have the chance to be smart. He has the chance to be smart, right? Wise is you guys knowing that happened to Mike Tyson, Allen Iverson, Ronaldo, your fellow classmate, and being wise is learning from somebody else's experiences or mistakes.
Learn from me. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I didn't do it, bro. I didn't know she was gonna play like that.
Mike Tyson didn't know either. Mike Tyson didn't know either. Ronaldo didn't know either. You know.
It was just one of those moments. It just comes.
Let's bring it home right now. Jeff Bezos didn't know either. Because I don't know if you guys know, but that's $200 billion right there. That's, you know, Allen Iverson, I don't know, like he's did his own stuff and is going bankrupt. But imagine having a company and then letting something like your business contract be affected by an action. Because think of your own career and you're your own business and you're selling yourself always. So you want to guard your reputation, right? Your image.
The recent one we can say Casanova.
Who?
Casanova.
Who's that?
The judge dude, the Supreme Court dude that went through all that stuff.
What did he do?
You remember? You heard about the trials?
No.
It was a trial where I guess it was a Supreme judge that was appointed to the Supreme Court, and someone came from like 35 years
Oh
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's happening a lot right now. So that's the world we live in right now, right? So we have to be super careful what we do. And I was watching Joe Rogan last night, and he says some stuff. I don't know if anybody's heard of who Joe Rogan is.
Oh, he's up.
Do you guys know who he is? I watched the stand-up comedy from, it was his Boston, it was on Netflix. And I was like watching, I was like, oh, you're saying some stuff, but it's okay. It's like, it's okay. Be ready for it. If you're strong enough to just be like, it's fine. But sometimes it catches you off guard.
Yeah.
You know?
That's up my chart.
Did anybody see, okay, here's going into other psychological issues that may or may not be in this level of psychology, but you guys heard of 50 Shades, what was it, 50 Shades of Grey?
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey? Did you guys anybody watch that? So this guy is a billionaire, and before he even hooks up with this girl, he makes her sign a contract. Okay? Actually, I think it's a good thing. People go and get married, they go and make babies, and they go and do stuff. They go and mess with their lives without like getting it in writing, getting a contract. And it's just like, there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, this guy first he was a billionaire. He had a lot to protect. But even if you're not a billionaire, actually you are. You're all worth a lot. You're all priceless. You're all priceless. So get your stuff in order. Because you never know 25 years from now where you'll be. Because did you think Jeff Bezos 25 years ago thought he would be where he is right now with $200 billion, married to a great woman, having kids, and then go and have an affair, and then all of it's gonna go whoosh. No, you don't know, right? So if there's one lesson I got from that movie was the thing that I advocate, just having small contracts and making sure that you have it in order. So this poor guy just went walking with the girl. I mean, if you're walking alone and you're alone in a place with somebody, it's their word against yours.
Yeah, that's what it basically came down to.
Right? Okay, enough about law and marriage, and let's get back to this paper. So I'm giving you guys ideas what you can write about. I have notes here, what you need to know for the midterm, which I think you'll all do well and fine, but I'm gonna cover those. The midterm is week 4. Do you guys want me to start feeding you some of that for the midterm right now? What time is it? 11? Because Matt's gonna talk too. Okay. So are we okay? We're a little bit more confident about our paper right now? Yeah? A little bit? A little bit. Because think about it. If you're doing 300 words every week, what's 300 times 3?
9.
And that's close to 1,000. So that's like not so bad. So it's kind of like 3 weekly posts. So it's not that big of a thing. But you do it little by little. Yeah? Okay, I think Will Smith's dad told him a story. I don't know if I saw it in a Will Smith movie or if I heard him talking about it. He goes, build a wall. And it's like, oh damn, we're gonna build a wall? How do you build a wall?
One brick at a time.
One brick at a time. So that's why, and once you get practice with each brick, before you know it, you have a wall. Oh, I need to take a picture of that. You taking it? I'll do it. Oh, thank you, okay. All right, cool. So, you guys got work to do at home. You guys gotta open up this template, start to warm yourself up to it. You gotta do your posts. Okay, let's take care of all the business before we have fun with Matt, the guest speaker. Okay? Let's take care of our school business stuff here. Psychology. Oh, 6 posts, look at that. You guys are rocking it. Okay? Okay, good. So you got plenty of options. Okay, we're good there. And what I wanted to do was make sure that you guys know the midterm is an hour long now, right? Everybody know that? Everybody know that? Okay.
Can you extend it or no?
No, no. Oh, good. Is the case study your paper? Maybe it is. Maybe the case study is your paper. Oh, no, it's
Now,
not.
there's a case study and a final project.
Oh, you guys, I hope you have fun with this one. Matt's gonna talk about stuff related to the subject matter too. You do have a lot of work to do the next 2 weeks. Get this case study done. Set aside 5 hours. Set aside 5 hours. You decide when to do those 5 hours in between practice or life or whatever. You know, if it's like, hey, let's play some video games, you could be like, no, bro, I need to go do this case study thing. Or it's like, oh, let's go to the movies. Say, no, I gotta do this. Because part of your case study is watching a kind of a movie, okay? So get this done and then spend 2 hours on the case study, maybe 3, get it done, and then warm up to what you're gonna write your paper about, and then you have another hour to make sure you get your posts and your replies to your classmates done. Sound good? Okay, yeah. So, who saw Super Size Me already?
Oh.
Okay, great. So you saw it already. To refresh your memory.
Is that the dude from McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yes.
Challenge.
So-
Like, it was like 1 month or whatever.
So, hey, you guys, this is fun, right? Isn't this a fun one?
I wish they still had super size.
Huh?
I wish they still had the super size.
Did you watch the documentary?
Yeah, but I just want the drink to be super sized. I don't want
But you
anything
get
else.
free refills. But you're not staying in. You want
I
the
just
big
want
one.
the super size, just go.
No ice. If you get no ice, you get more. Right?
Light ice. I go
Light ice? Okay. All right. So yes. So the week 2, 3, and then I'll take a few minutes to make sure that the words that you really need to know for your midterm are covered. Your case study is supposed to be in APA 6 format as well. So the same template that you have for your paper, that Word document, you plug in the case study, okay? You're gonna use Supersize Me, you're gonna make a reference for this. Like, I gave you an example of what video references look like, you're gonna retype it, okay? Then, boom, writing prompt, the definition of drug as broad as possible. There's a reason why I'm having you guys do this. And it's in the book too, we talk about drugs in the book. Is sugar a drug?
Yeah.
I want you guys to write about it, okay? This is your case study, and you'll be following that template, writing prompt 1, 2, 3, okay? Do the foods we eat have the possibility to affect us like drugs do? Explain. So you'll watch the movie, you'll read a little bit in the book, you'll answer with your own words, okay? How do drugs affect humans? List at least 3. It's in your book. How do foods affect humans? List at least 3. So in India, there's this stuff called Ayurveda, and there's other parts of the world where, and there's other belief systems where they say food is medicine. What you eat, it treats like, it has an effect on you even if you don't feel it. Does anybody have an allergy to a food in this room? Allergic to something? You're allergic to cinnamon?
I really don't know.
Huh? You're allergic to pineapple? And anybody else allergic to anything? So there's things that are known allergies, but there are things that we eat that do stuff to our body that is a type of reaction that we don't even know yet. We don't even know yet. Okay. What were the psychological effects? This is, so some of you who've already seen it, you might have to watch it again to remember. So what were the psychological effects that the main character in Super Size Me experienced? Well, is fat a psychological or physiological?
If I remember correctly, was it like a vegan or something?
Right, it was in, I don't know if we just covered it or if it's, I meant to cover it. There's physiological, I think it, and psychological. I think it was in our options for in our post for last week. So he said he got fat. Wait a second, he did not only get fat,
He lost a lot of stuff. He lost stamina and all that stuff.
he, what else? His statistics, like for his blood and for his,
It was bad.
all kinds of stuff, right? So, well, I mean, in this part you could write, you know, do they have effect like drugs? You could be like, well, they do things. Drugs, there's a good amount of drugs that mess with your brain and change things in your brain. Well, these foods that he was eating were changing his blood sugar levels, his cholesterol, right? Okay, this is gonna be fun. And then the psychological effects, so now wanna answer it again?
Got fat.
Yeah, there you go.
Physiological. He got fat. Did he get sad? Did he get depressed? Did he get angry? Did he get?
Watch that all over again, but
Yeah, watch
I
it all over again.
remember
Remember how you-
He got hit.
Right, yeah.
I remember
with his wife.
He started to have problems with his wife. He started to be in a bad mood. He started, right? So yes, those are the psychological effects. But I'm happy that, you know, you guys write, it's your paper, but it's fun, and these are your writing prompts, and I think, who thinks this is gonna be a fun, kinda easy one to write?
Well,
Fun. Yeah?
As long as you get it right about the guy getting fat.
That could be like, you could start this off, be like, there were many psychological, so Gabe, you're gonna write, there are many psychological effects that the main character had, and I forgot his name, that's what I don't.
I remember correctly.
But then I expect Gabe to write his physiological effect was getting fat, but you can also write cholesterol, blood sugar, whatever. And then, but the difference, and then in his paper, he could write the difference between psychological and physiological is this. And then from there, you got your case study. And how long, I think this is not that long.
1,000 words.
Yeah, just 1,000 words. So that's like 300 times 3 and then a little bit more. Easy enough?
Yeah.
Okay, following this right here. So you guys see it? Okay. So we covered, you'll do your post, the case study, warm up to the paper, and now, let me make sure you know what you need to know. Let's take care of business here. I put a marker on page 178 of your book. 177 and 178. So there might be a question on the midterm, but you have to kind of read 177 and 178 and know what we're saying here.
How many questions on the midterm?
20.
And they're all multiple choice?
Yes.
Okay.
So that gives you how many minutes per question?
So I think I do have some.
10.
3.
5 minutes a question.
That's right, girl. So you have 3 minutes, but you need to know, you need to read it ahead of time. So, we all know what it feels like to think about a problem, to daydream. Here, this talks about altered states of consciousness. You can have altered states of consciousness naturally by training your brain. You can also take drugs, legal or illegal.
It's not what causes snoring. This last one.
Which one are you on?
Oh, I was reading this one.
Oh, yes, I'm gonna get there. You're jumping ahead. Yes, there is something about snoring on the midterm as well. Okay.
Shoot, I'm just telling you, I need to get that mouth to work.
Yes, let me get to that. Let's see, let me check right here. You do need to know this. We have sleep-wake cycles. Do you guys notice how if you're, whenever you work out or you play a sport, you sometimes sleep better that night? Like, you use this energy and then you sleep. Or ever notice when we change the daylight savings that you're like pissed off because the hour changed, but then you sleep and wake up at a different time? And I think in California, we just changed it to where we're not gonna have it. Did we?
I know they were talking about it.
I think I voted.
Did you what?
I think it passed. I don't know, we'd have to look it up. If somebody wants to look it up and see if
I
it passed.
wonder where that from.
And it'll be the one where it gets dark at 5:30, I believe.
But then we on purpose changed the time and then just, people are already sleeping and waking, and as the seasons change, our human bodies are going with it. So forcing that hour is just stupid, in my opinion. It just is, because it stresses people out and it freaks people out and you think it's gonna be better, but it's really not, because it's messing with your circadian rhythms, which are in this book. And if California, out of all the states, we're pretty progressive, and I hope it passed. Let's look it up, somebody look it up. Anybody looking it up? If the daylight savings thing passed? So, okay,
Actually, I was about to do that too, actually.
have you guys heard of melatonin? Okay, so sometimes if you wanna sleep, you can take melatonin and it can help you go to sleep as a natural thing. But you need to know that after you fall asleep, cortisol
Yeah, it passed.
secretion. It passed?
Proposition 7?
So that means we're not gonna do daylight savings, we're just
Ever
gonna,
again.
I'm happy for that.
so it passed? Good, thank you, Travis, so good. That's a good thing, cause now we're not gonna be, cause do you know that the amount of accidents, crashes on the road increases, people stress, it's just, okay, so thank you, legislation and government, for following something. And, you know, psychologists have been saying this for many years, but kind of politics, it takes time for politics to catch up to science. But I'm glad in 2019 we're finally there. Okay, so you're falling asleep. Shortly after you fall asleep, cortisol secretion begins, okay? So I want you to just be aware of that, you fall asleep. But if you wanna help yourself fall asleep, you can take melatonin. All right, let's take care of business, cover business here first. Meditation, I don't like to call it meditation, I like to call it awareness. Because who knows the word meditation? Anybody heard it before? Does anybody know what the heck it is? Yeah?
That's exactly what it is. It's a state that monks use in order to basically bellow themselves out and help their cheese and stuff.
Help their cheese!
Help their cheese.
Did anybody ever try it?
Yeah.
Anybody ever try meditation?
I think my eyes closed.
Okay, I'll tell you guys a secret. Has everybody played a sport? Has everybody played a sport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, have you played a sport?
Yeah.
You play baseball. When you're focused, can you play well if you're thinking about your girlfriend or your something? No. You can't. You have to focus on the game, right? So you guys already have one of these, you guys have something from playing sports and being an athlete that you could use for the rest of your life. Focus. And meditation is putting a focus on your breath at first. If you could be focused on your surroundings and be aware of what's going on around you. You can focus on just breathing. If you're not playing the sport, and if you're not playing the sport to keep your mind off other things in your life, because that's one of the reasons people say, hey, meditate, is so that you can get your mind off of all the other things going on in your life. But you can do that anytime, anywhere, right? By just stopping what you're doing and just being aware. Oh, I feel the heater coming from there. Oh, I see Nate over there. Hi, thank you. And I see Matt here, and I see, I like the heat actually from right there. I see the color of the wall. I see the color of the sky. Doing that gets your mind off of whatever you could have been thinking about, right? And that's awareness. So whenever you guys hear the word meditation in the future, I want you to be like, that means being aware. Whether it's aware of my body just laying on the ground and just breathing, or whether it's I'm aware of where the ball is and what I have to do next. Right? You have a question?
Well, I just wanted to add a little something that you can basically call it having a one-track mind. Because your mind is focusing on that one thing, the one-track mind. So when you're focusing on that one thing, you're meditating,
Yep, and that's a good thing. And like we said, if you're playing basketball or baseball, you're focusing on the play,
Exactly.
right? But what else do you focus on? Because I know when I played volleyball, I had to not only watch the ball, but I had to watch like all the people. You're not only watching. I would watch the other people and actually watch to see how they jumped and where their shoulder turned in order for me to block the shot. So there's a lot of stuff to be aware about, right? Even in sports. I don't know, I think in basketball you probably do that too, because you're not only watching the ball, but you gotta watch what other people are doing so that you can kind of, right? Okay, so those were fun times,
What
yes.
does that case study do?
Good question.
6 weeks.
No, is it?
Usually week 6.
Is it week 6? I thought it was gonna be earlier.
Thursday, week 6.
Oh wait, it's begin work on case study. That's what we're doing here. So you're starting to work on it now, but you don't have to finally hand it in till later. But Gabe likes to get stuff done early, so maybe you can get it done early. You guys yeah, it says start work.
You're right about the guy getting.
Okay, good.
I think it's, the case study is due in week 6, and then their final project is due in week 8.
Yes. Well, I want your final project, if you guys wanna send me a draft, you gotta do it around week 7. If you want me to read it and send it back to you, okay? And then that's the right time, right? Okay, so I gave you guys, let me get you guys warmed up to what you need to know for the midterm, because 3 minutes might not be enough time for each question. You're gonna need to be aware, you need to hear it first from me, and then while you're taking the midterm, you'll go to it, and then you'll be like, I'm stuck, but then you might remember what I said, and then you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm kind of making sure you know. Short-term memory. Short-term memory, Matt's gonna talk to us about memory issues too. So, page 231. Short-term memory. The way we process stuff. Like, I'm telling you something right now, hopefully it goes in your brain, you'll sleep on it. If you might remember it, you might not. You might read it, you might remember it, you might not. You might see it on the midterm. I'm hoping that you remember what I said and write the answer. If not, you might look in the book and then try to figure it out. But like I said, you only got 3 minutes. So I'm hoping that you guys go through this stuff so that you get the answer faster. But people learn differently. Okay, what else we got here? What other business do we have to take care of? And then long-term memory, semantic memory, these are words, these are things to focus on. And midterm is week 4, so we'll have next week too. Okay, good. And then what did I have over here? So repetition is something that helps with memory. If you guys didn't know that already, that's why I'm giving you like a little bit of a warm up now, and then we'll touch it again next week. And then by the time you take your midterm, you should be good. I hope. And then with learning and relearning, sometimes you ride a bike, but after you didn't ride a bike for a long time, do you still kind of know how to do it?
Yeah.
So you already remember it. It's something that's not forgotten. Something like that. You might not be as good, but it's something that you just didn't forget. You just needed to be reminded of it. So you don't completely lose how to riding a bike. Well, okay, so in Matt's case, which we'll get to Matt talking soon, he had to learn how to walk again, okay? So there's some things that can happen to us in life where we do have to start to learn stuff all over. I'll let him talk about it. But let's, two more vocab words and then we'll go to Matt. Ta. Okay, so I don't want to get into this. I think you guys have enough for right now. I want to go into these later. Because I think we're in a good spot to stop right here. And I can do, Matt can do his presentation. We'll work together.
Can we take a quick 5 before
Absolutely.
you set him? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you have to take a quick break and come back.